Okay, so welcome. If you missed my little intro at the beginning, or just as everybody was arriving, having a chair close by as we get towards the end of our practice today would be really handy. And as usual, maybe a block or a cushion for other support, and maybe something underneath your heels. Hello, darling. So we're working with Malasana over this 4 weeks. So this is our second class of Malasana. So welcome, welcome. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just feel yourself coming into your body. Take a deep breath in and bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. So the palms are touching, giving some energy to our heart chakra. Malasana is a heart activator. And then take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feel the ground rising up to meet you. Spine rising, body settling. And then the Bija mantra for Anahata chakra, the heart chakra, is yum, like yummy. And so I invite you to breathe in for 5, on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. And as you breathe out, saying inside your own mind, yum. Really savor that out breath. Begin to slow the breath. Bring your awareness into your body. And as you continue to breathe and center before we start our practice, this morning for our focus, I was reminded of the story, which I'm sure all of you had heard at one time, about the grandfather and his grandson. He's Native American. And he says to the grandson, "Within me, there are 2 wolves fighting. And one wolf is greed and anger and violence and attachment. He acts from fear. And the other wolf is peace and compassion and generosity and tranquility. And he acts from love." And the grandson says, "Grandfather, who will win? Aren't you scared?" And the grandfather says, "No, I'm not scared, because I know the wolf that wins is the one that I feed every day." And so as we come into our practice today, we get to choose which part of ourselves we feed. I know right now in my own life, I'm feeling there's not enough time, that I've bitten off maybe a few too many things, and I can feed that leads to acting from stress and fear. Or I can come onto the mat and feed that part of myself that says, the only time is this moment, and I have everything I need within me. And so asking yourself, which part of myself will I feed today with my practice? And saying compassion perhaps to that part of yourself that might be struggling or stressed. And affirm how you choose to be. And then taking a deep breath in, take the arms overhead. And breathing out, turn the palms away and bring the arms down. 2 more times. Breathe in, spine rising. Drinking in this moment. Feed that part of yourself that you're choosing this morning with each breath you take. Choosing how to show up with yourself on the mat today. And I invite you to come down onto your backs to warm up. Bring the legs into the air. Give the hamstrings a little tap. We're coming into just a gentle, happy baby to start to feel into those muscles we're going to use for our squats. And then holding either behind the knees or on the ankles. And just have a little roll around and massage into your low back. or you might be flexible enough even at this time of morning to hold on to your feet. So whatever feels good, but try to flatten the back down. Oh, the wolf is at the door there. Not sure which wolf it is. It's watching us. And roll around one direction and the other, massaging into your back. Beautiful. It's determined. And then bringing the knees together, bringing the feet down, having the hands at your lower spine, and then flatten the low back quite strongly into the ground. And then press the sit bones down and let the low back come off the mat. And then press it down. And then lift. So you're tilting the spine forward and back. And you should feel as you do this, as you flatten the low back, a bit of activation for these lower abdominals. So as you feel this movement and this ability to activate with your next flattening of the low back, hold it there. And then straighten the right leg along the floor, keeping that pressing of the low back down. The heel presses away. You just got it hovering just a few centimeters off the ground, and then bringing it back. Breathe in, change legs, still flattening the low back. Keep that pressure on, press the heel away, and breathe in as it comes back. Breathe out as it flows and straightens. So you're just coming from one side to the next, sliding away, not touching the ground, but just hovering above the ground. And really affirming this connection of your low back to the floor. So creating stability here for your pelvis. Activating some deep core muscles, which we'll use throughout our practice. Syncing the breath and the movement. One more time each side, nice and slow. Slow work really works for our core. And then coming back to center, beautiful. Bring the knees into the chest, cross the ankles, and roll yourself along the spine. So massaging the whole of the spine now. We've massaged the lower spine with those other movements, even in Happy Baby. And then shoot yourself up to sitting, soles of the feet together as you come into just a gentle butterfly to start. Hold here a moment, take 2 breaths. You might want to reaffirm that Bija mantra, Yam, on the out breath. Another breath. And then roll yourself back again. Massage the spine, activate along the spine. And then one more time, we'll come into butterfly position. So soles of the feet are touching. And let gravity draw you down. You may want to use your elbows to put some weight into the knees. You may find they've got enough opening there without that. And then roll yourself back. Now keep the feet together. Have your hands inside. We're just doing kind of a template for our final pose today. Use your thumbs to turn your big toes. So it's as if you're trying to flatten your feet towards the sky. So the base of the big toes touching, heels touching, feet are flat. It should feel a bit awkward. And then open your knees out while you're doing that. And you can use your elbows to open them. And then press your shoulder blades down into the floor. This is like Malasana with our feet together, the yogic squat. So feel this template. We're going to be working towards this and obviously getting a bit of weight and gravity into our bodies. Beautiful. And then we're all going to meet at standing. So you can cross the ankles, get a little bit of momentum and come right up, or you can meet us there any way that works for your body. Trying to come up if you can without using your arms. Well done. So give everything a shake. Shake out from the hands, the elbows, get a little bit activated. Take the arms overhead, out to the side. One up, one down. Other side. And then just an easy twist and continue warming up your spine. Beautiful. Twisting side to side. As you can see, I've kind of given up on my music for a little while. I was just finding the technology was causing me stress, wondering if it was going to work from one day to the next. So we're just keeping it simple. And then coming back to center, and we'll flow through one round of sun to warm ourselves up. So breathe in. We keep things soft for this first round. Hopefully, whatever part of you you're feeding with your practice, you're also including compassion for your body in all that you do. Take the right leg back. Breathe in. 3 breaths here. So when I warm up, always 3 breaths, letting our body wake up to this day, this activity, coming through plank. 3 breaths, just holding, pressing the fingers wide, pressing the base of the fingers down. You can make it stronger if you like. 1 more breath. And then floating down to Sphinx. Keep the ankles squeezing together. Press the elbows down and draw your shoulder blades together. The shoulders away from the ears and that heart coming forward. And then take the neck down, chin down. Oh, that feels good. And then breathe and look forward. You feel that stretch all the way down the spine. I'm feeling it this morning as the chin comes down. Beautiful. And then hands under the shoulders. Let's start with some cats rather than dog on this first round. 3 cat-cows. Notice which aspect feels better to you, dipping the back and drawing shoulders back, or whether it's arching right up like a cat, chin tucked in, what feels good. And then make it a playful cat. So for 3 breaths, just find movements that feel nice to you. Rock, roll, use shoulders, use hips. 1 more breath. Lovely. And then take that right leg forward. Left leg stays back. 3 breaths. Start to open up those hip flexors. So with Malasana, with our yogic squats, so much goodness happening for the body. I'll be telling you about them during our practice. Step forward and a gentle sway side to side. Knees can still be nice and soft. If it feels like your hamstrings need some extra love, I like to give them a tap, especially at their attachments at my sit bones. You can always feel that those are gripping and hanging on and just need me to assure them that's all good. We can lengthen. I know I've been sitting on you a lot, but it's okay to release. And then breathe in, rising up. Breathe out. Let's get some warmth into the legs. Come down into chair. So hands are forward. As you can see, this is really our first variation on a squat. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, lift. Sink to chair. Look down, make sure you can see your toes. If you can't, then you need to draw your bottom back. Breathe in, lift. Forward fold. Breathe in, lift. Last chair for this round. Feel the legs getting warm. Look down again. Not only do you want to see your toes, but you want to make sure your knees aren't flopping in or out, that they're staying hip width apart. And then shoot to standing. Breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Take that right leg back again. Beautiful. Breathe in. This time, take the elbows back, squeeze behind the heart. Breathe and look up. Breathe out, cactus arms. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe in. Cactus. Breathe in. Bring the arms down. Bring that knee in so it's directly underneath your hip if it's not there already. Tuck the toes in behind. We're going to do some strengthening now. So breathe in, let the arms float that knee just up about 3 centimeters. Breathe out. Just tap the knee. Don't put all your weight down. Breathe in, 3 centimeters. Just tap it. Don't let your weight go. Breathe in and down. One more, take the arms all the way up. Hold for a moment. Pause there. Feel what's working. Try to get the knee a bit lower. So that's just 1 centimeter off the ground. You're doing well. Breathe. Breathe and look up. Breathe out, rise up and press that back heel down. You may need to step in a little bit in order to get the heel down. We're in pyramid pose, so the legs and feet are going in the same direction. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, fold forward, pyramid pose. The main thing here is we want to keep pressing that right heel down, lift to the sky. So we're getting a stretch into our calf muscle. So we know with squatting, this is what one chiropractor calls an archetypal posture. We've evolved to sit in that way, and we've let it go with all our sitting in chairs, arms open. Step that back foot in, one, and then bend both knees. So you're getting some stretch deeper into this calf muscle, down into your soleus muscle. You should feel it low, just above the Achilles tendon. So take that forward hand onto the knee. You may need to adjust the angle of the back foot to get that feeling. You can straighten a bit more into that left knee. Stretching deep into that soleus. And then breathe and rise up. Open the legs wide, wide leg forward fold. And then knees are just slightly off straight or more if you need to, and then sway side to side. So open up those inner thigh muscles. So really we're just trying to regain what we've lost. Ankle, knee, and hip flexibility and strength. Squatting does so many good things for us. Even our arches and our low back, oh, it's just magic for our low backs. But we may have injuries from years of whatever we've been doing. So we need to work compassionately. Now turn to face that left leg, drop back. Oh, let's just work on some upper body for a moment. So holding in full plank or knees down, and just bend about 3 centimeters into the elbows. Hold, draw the shoulders back, and then rise. It's just little, but we want good alignment. And rise. Remember that feeling of being supported like we did with those leg slides at the lower abdomen? And rise. You're going to come all the way down slowly with your out breath. Beautiful. And back to Sphinx. Tuck your right heel under, squeeze that right glute, and then lift that right knee off, but the toes are still there. See if you can relax your left glute. So squeezing your right, relaxing the left. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Change sides, tuck the left toes under, squeeze the left glute, let that left knee come up, relax the right. We need to activate glutes, and we need to know when to turn them off as well. So some of you will be chronic tight in the glutes, and some of you have just let your hamstrings take over everything. And relax. Hands come under the shoulders, tuck your toes. Now we're up into downward dog. So press your heels down, You can feel that stretching into our calves, our soleus as well. Let your hips wiggle side to side. Spread your fingers wide. Look side to side. Make sure you're not holding the neck tense. And remember your part of you that you're feeding in your practice today. How do you do that? With your breath, with your attitude, with your thoughts, what you're telling yourself through your practice. And then taking that right leg forward, left leg stays back, knee comes down. Breathe in. Cactus arms, breathe out, squeeze. Breathe in, look up. And squeeze. Breathe in, reach. And squeeze. Arms come up. And then tuck the back toe under. Oh, sorry. No, they bring them down. Sorry. And bring that knee underneath your hip. Do some strengthening here. Tuck the toes. Breathe in. You're only rising up a little bit. It keeps it harder if you stay lower. Come down. Breathe in. You're not letting your weight go. Doing a little tap with the knee. Breathe in. And tap. Next time you breathe in, hold. Take the arms high. Reach for the sky. Try to dip that knee a little bit lower. You're doing well. Smile. Feel the strength in your legs. Look up. Breathe in and straighten. Breathe out. Step that foot in just a little bit. Pyramid pose and flow down. So the main thing is you can keep that left heel on the floor. So however much you need to take the foot in to achieve that, then do. And the toes are basically going in the same direction. It's not triangle or warrior where that back foot's off on an angle. One more. Rise. And fold. Ooh. Step the foot in 1 foot length. Rise again and bend into that back leg. Hands around the knees. Back is straight. Right knee can be bent or straight. What you're looking for is to press that left heel down. 2 more breaths. Feel your connection to the earth. 1 more breath. And out. Breathe in, rise, turn towards that leg. Take the legs really wide and fold down. Press the pinky toes down. And pause here. Press into your fingertips, flat back, look forward. Breathe out, fold down. Knees aren't locked. We don't lock them in Drew Yoga, but they're as straight as you can without losing the integrity of those pinky toes pressing down and down. Turn back towards the right leg. Step forward. Breathe in, rising up. So we're going to make our chair a little bit harder now. Breathe out, arms come down. We're in chair. Stay here or lift that right leg and bring it forward. Look down, make sure you can still see your toes on the left side. If you can't, take your hips back a little bit. Got a little friend watching me. Breathe here, sink a little deeper. Sorry, watching James, the alpha. Breathe. Hold. Smile. You're stronger than you know. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, take the legs wide, toes are turned out. Fingers are interlaced. Index fingers are reaching up. We're going to come into wood chopper pose. So breathe in, breathe out. Cutting through whatever challenges there are right now in life. Try to keep the back straight. You don't bend into it. You stay looking up. 2 more. Chopping through resistance. Breathe in, rise up and step back together. Lift to the sky. We'll do the other side next round. Breathe out. Breathe in, rise. Do you want to step left leg back? And out. Step left leg back. This time stay in high lunge. If you can, keep it low if that's better for you. Breathe in. Practice arms. Breathe out. Breathe in. Practice arms. Breathing in. Make sure that right knee isn't flopping in or out. Stay straight and strong. Breathe in. And forward fold. Step that foot in to pyramid. Press the heel down. Breathe in. And fold down. This time we're just going to halfway lift. Arms come out to the side. And fold. Use those muscles behind the heart to extend the arms. They should be active. One more. And fold. Step that foot in. Oh, I forgot I was strengthening. Huh, did you guys notice? So bring that knee down underneath the hips. We'll come back to it. Back toes are tucked. Rise up. Let the arms come all the way this time, but the knee stays just hovering. Breathe out, down. Lift just a few centimeters. And down. Mine's probably a little too far back. Breathe and lift. Should feel that right leg working. And down. Breathe and lift. Hold. I am stronger than I know. I am grounded and balanced. Smile, relax the face, relax the shoulders, the effort's in the legs. Breathe in and rise up. Well done. Step the back leg in and forward fold. Bend into that left leg, right leg's extended. Stay in your forward fold if you can, but you want to keep that heel on the ground. If that's not available to you, when you stay in forward fold, then bring your hands up to your knee and come into flat back. So the main thing is we want this soleus stretch, but maybe you can get some hamstring stretch into that right leg as well. Look side to side, relax the head. Beautiful. And then breathe in, straighten up, turn towards that left leg. Legs are wide, inch them apart. Breathe out, fold down. Breathe in, right arm lifts, look towards it. Breathe out, hands come down. Breathe in, left arm lifts. And down. Let's do 2 more rounds of that to each side. Flowing with your breath. In breath lifts you. Out breath folds you. 1 more each side. Or maybe I lost count. Can't remember. And fold. Turn back towards that right leg. Bring it back behind you. So we're in plank and we're going to use that glute again. You could drop the left knee if you like as we lift the right leg straight up towards the sky. Deep breath in and out. And place it down. If you like, drop the right knee, otherwise keep it straight. Lift the left leg. We want to use these glutes. They're so strong. We're going to have them open and strong, supporting the low back and hips. Breathe in, lower that leg, breathe out, come all the way down. Well done. Take the arms up into cobra or sphinx. It's up to you. Roll the shoulders back, heart is forward, either place you are. If you're out of sphinx and in cobra, you're using your triceps a bit more, but you're keeping the elbows tucked in, but perfectly fine to stay in sphinx as well. And then again, tuck the right toes under, squeeze that glute. See if you can relax the left one. Breathe in and relax the right leg, untuck the toes. Tuck the left ones, relax the right glute, Squeeze the left. Relax the right, relax the right. Squeeze the left. And flow down. Well done. Tuck both toes, hands under the shoulders, up to cat or downward dog. Press heels down. Well done. Take that right leg high. And then tiger curl it in on your out breath. Right leg high. Tiger curl. Touch the ceiling and curl. Press that foot down, change legs. Lift with your in-breath. Squeeze with your out-breath. Lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. Well done. And you're going to take that left leg all the way forward. So we've got our other side now. Staying in high lunge or come back to low, you choose. Breathe in. Practice on. Breathe in. And cactus. Breathe in. And out. I won't forget our strengthening this time. Hands come down. Knee drops directly beneath the hip. Rise up. Toes are tucked. Arms come all the way to the sky. Knee rises just a couple of centimeters. And relax down a bit. It's not really a relax. Breathe in and out. Can't remember if I told you this last week, but no, I wouldn't have, because we had class. I was speaking to Shaz after class. Arms come high. Ooh, this is the hard side for me. My right quad is screaming. Breathe here a moment. I'll tell you what she said in a second. Breathe, smile, relax the rest of your body. Just let it be in the legs. And then straighten. Well done. Arms come down. Bring that leg in if you need to keep that foot down. Pyramid pose. Lift. Forward fold. We're just going to halfway lift, arms out to the side, working these postural muscles while we stretch into that right calf. Anyway, chatting to Shaz after class last week, she said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're doing squats." And speaking to colleagues of hers, who said, you know, if we just were doing this more and not sitting in chairs, you'd be out of a lot of business, especially in low back pain. Beautiful. And then step that foot in a little bit closer, bend into that knee. Either stay in this forward fold, but press that heel down for the soleus stretch, or rise up, whichever's right for your leg. You could even make it a bit of a draw your toes up on the left foot as you stretch into that left hamstring if you're low. You choose. 2 more breaths. So much goodness from working our bodies in this way, preserving them, just making sure we honor them on the way. And then breathing and rising up. Take the legs wide. Forward fold. Now this time, bend into that left foot, left knee. Keep the right extended. Try to push the heel or the pinky toe down of the right foot, and it's facing towards me. It's not off to the side. We want to keep the stretch on the inner thigh rather than the hamstring so much. But you're starting to feel this deep bend into the left knee. Of course, if that's too deep, then you're just high with it. And you're finding the stretch with the body raised up a bit more. So we're compassionate to the knee, compassionate to the ankle. You could even have support there if you needed it today, hanging on to it. We've got our chair close by. We're going to use it in just a moment. Now come to the other side. So you may need to adjust on this side. Maybe on the left side, you got more flexibility in the knee or the ankle. Maybe you need more support on one side. it doesn't really matter why, although that's useful information too. What matters is that you're responding to your body today, this morning, how it's feeling with compassion. You can challenge your body with compassion. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to center. Breathing in, rising up. Turn to face that, which way were we? Left leg, and step together for your forward fold. Sway side to side. Notice the difference in your legs and hamstrings from when we started. And then breathing in, rising up. We've got another leg of a one-legged chair to go. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sink down to chair. So you're either staying here, look down, check your alignment, or you're going to lift that left leg, bring it forward. If you have, look down, make sure your knee's still tracking over second toe. Make sure you can see your toe. If you need a little bit of support from the wall or a chair, please feel free to use it. We are balancing. Breathe and smile. Extend that leg. Feel the right leg working. Using all these wonderful muscles that support our joints. Breathe and rise up. Keep that leg lifted. Breathe out. Open wide. Fingers clasped, index fingers extended. What are we going to cut through? What challenges? What negativity? Wood chop pose. Breathe. Let it be playful. Spine stay straight. It's not a forward fold. Cut it through. Breathe and rise up. Arms open. Come up to shoulder height. Squeeze the elbows together. Now let it go. We brought all that force and energy. Let it go. What am I willing to let go of? Malasana. 2 more times. Brings us into this Apana Vayu. Downward energy. Releasing. Arms float down. So now is where you want your chair. Last week we used the wall. We're going to start playing with our squats now. We're all warmed up, but I thought I'd show you how you can use a chair this week. So I think I'm off in an angle. Start with your legs wide. If squatting is really easy for you, the way you challenge yourself is to really look at the balance of your feet on the floor and to keep your spine nice and tall and heart open. So our legs are wide. We're starting to come down into our squat. This might be enough for you. And then you're just going to play with getting your heels down and all 4 corners of your feet in contact with the earth. Knees wide. You want them tracking over those second toes, not flopping in. That collapses your inner arch. And then working to bring it down lower. But you're staying heart open. So maybe you're holding the top of the chair. This is your start. Or if you've got the flexibility, coming down. Now, as I come down, I've worked out I need to get my feet a little bit closer together. My heels are dropping. I can feel all 4 corners of my feet. I've got a bit of arch on that inner arch. I'm not collapsing. And now squeeze the glutes to draw your knees apart and lift the heart. Use the chair so you've got really good alignment. And again, you could be high like we were just a second ago. So breathing in. I feed the good in my life every day. Malasana is about heart energy, looking within. Breathing in. I feed that good wolf inside me. I act from love each day. And then bring your weight forward. Use the chair or come to forward fold. I love using the chair just to open the shoulders. Give the knees a little shake. Beautiful. Walk in. Take the arms high. Breathe out. Now you can feel how we're really using these hip flexors. So while we've got the chair today, let's use it. Left foot comes onto the chair. Drop those hips forward. Just open up the hip flexors because we're going to come down again. If you don't have your chair, just do our hip flexor stretch on the ground like we were before, the low lunge. Breathe in, arms high. Breathe out, open. Right leg comes onto the chair. Drop the hips forward. Feel that stretch. Doesn't it feel good? In the front of the left hip. Arms come high. And then push away. And we open. So now we're going to try it with our feet together. So this is the next level. And that's where I want a cushion or a rolled up mat. We want to keep the heels down. So if they don't reach the ground, we need something to press into. And I don't mind, don't quite hit the ground if my feet are together. If this is too strong, have a go, but come back to wide leg. So my feet are together. My big toes are pressing down. My pinky toes are pressing down. My heels are pressing down. I keep the knees together to begin with. I'm using the chair to support myself. If I need to stay high, I stay high. I could stay here, or I keep coming down into a full squat. I could put a block under my bottom here to support me here. Once I'm here, I'm going to let my knees open wide, but I'm keeping my big toes pressing down, my inner heels pressing down, and then using the chair in the most effective way I can, I'm rolling my shoulders back and keeping my heart lifted. So breathe here, or if it's okay without the chair, maybe you have your hands at Anahata. Maybe you're pressing the knees open with your hands at Anahata, but you don't want to lose that inner arch connection of your big toes, the insides of your feet pressing down. That's where we strengthen the arches. Can you feel those postural muscles lifting you even as your tailbone sinks? And then I'm going to take the chair again, bring my knees together, rise up, and I'll step away from the chair a bit and press down. Beautiful. I'm going to step a little bit closer and just take that right arm high and down. Left arm high, a little twist in between, or you could do a standing ragdoll. We've got one more stage to go for full Malasana. If you've had enough squatting, then feel free to do whatever else would feel good for your body while we try this final one. So wherever you're at, give your body kudos for doing it, or stay with one of our last rounds if that's right for you. Sorry, I've just got a little thing coming up on the screen. That's all. Okay, so we're going to come down without the chair now into full squat, or as I said, still use the chair. So my feet are together. I'm coming down. I could be supporting my bottom with a block. I'm letting my knees open. My feet are pressing down. Then this is where it becomes Malasana. Malasana is meditation beads, this garland of flowers that comes around your neck. We become that garland that drapes forward. Maybe this is enough. You just stay here with the hands on the earth. Maybe you've got a chair or something you're holding on to still for this draping forward effect. Or you're taking the hands behind to hold on to the back of the heels, the ankles. My elbows come inside the knees, so I've got to be really far forward. My knees are open, and then I let my head come down. If the head doesn't reach the earth like mine, and your neck feels compromised, that's where I would put something there to support my head, even rested on a chair. But mine feels fine. I haven't had any neck injuries. I'm still really pressing my big toes down, my inner arches down. My ankles are working hard here, but I've got a bit of support on my bottom from the chair or from the cushion, the same cushion that's supporting my heels. So I can really press my heels down, even though I couldn't get them down in this way without the cushion. You could have your mat rolled up as well, just on the end. Wherever you are, we're going to take 3 more breaths. If you're really struggling, we can chat after the class as to where you're at with your squats.
Breathe. And I bow forward with gratitude to all that's in my life right now, all the blessings. Breathe. I look inward towards my heart and feel reverence for all living things. Breathe. I let go and surrender to the flow of life today, in this moment, and know that I have everything I need within me. And then we'll slowly come out. If you can, shoot to standing here. If not, come into a forward fold. I bring my knees together and I rise up. Breathe out, open. Wherever you were, celebrate with a lovely ragdoll twist or a shake or a little dance. Celebrate where your body is today and the fact that you're on your mat and you're looking after yourself. Woohoo! Breathe. I look forward to hearing how that's going for you guys, how the knees and ankles, hips are going with this. We really should see some changes over this 4 weeks as we do this regularly. Take a breath in, forward fold. 2 more, just to wring out the spine. Breathe. And fold. Well done. Come down into child's pose with arms extended or behind, whichever feels nicer for you. And just let everything go. If child's pose isn't where you feel reposed because maybe your knees are too squashed up or your ankles don't feel right, then please just come down with knees to chest. We're going to do a little bit of twisting in just a second. So breathe here. And maybe bring the hands to the lower back and just give yourself a little bit of love. For me, it feels good to just do some nice fingertips coming across my sacroiliac joints there on the edge of the sacrum. For you, it might be somewhere else, or you might like to give it a tap. Some pummeling, maybe coming up the spine. Maybe it's the hips, joints that would feel good to rub. Just a moment of self-appreciation and nurture. Lovely. And then using the hands, breathing in, rising up. And let's come down onto our mats, on your back, knees to chest, roll them around. Oh, so can you see now where we started at the beginning, where at the end of those, put your knees the opposite direction and roll, where we did that lying down Malasana. You could see how we were getting to that place, not with the forward folding, but with the open heart. So keep the left knee tucked in, extend that right one. Extend through that right heel, really press the knee into your chest. This will get your digestion working up. Get you ready for breakfast. I don't know if you guys have done much with the circadian rhythms. Hang on, sorry, just press your right foot down so you can take your hips a little to the left and then come into a twist. That left leg twisting to the right, left arm extending, and look left if you can. If this is too strong a twist, just choose one that feels good for you. So more and more research being done on our body clocks and circadian rhythms. And, you know, we were always told breakfast is most important, the meal of the day, da-da-da-da-da. But really, and I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong, but it's so important, what the research is telling us is that your digestion is active when you're active. So you need to actually get up and get things flowing before you start throwing some food in your mouth, because your tummy's not ready. So do some activity, whether it's yoga, all this twisting and bending we've done has been really good. In Ayurveda, they would call it Agni, to get your digestive fire going, or get outside and do something aerobic. Then eat if you're hungry. And of course, once the sun goes down and we're just sitting, watching TV or reading or whatever at night, and we become really sedentary, not a good time to eat. Our digestive fire has turned itself off, ready for renewal at night. So eat during the parts of the day when you're active. Then coming back to center, both knees to chest. Extend that left leg, keep the right one tucked in. Extend through that left heel. And then place the sole of the left foot down. Take your hips over to the right. And then come over into a twist. Right knee coming to the left. Look right. Right arm extended. And breathe into the belly. And maybe feel some appreciation. Your ankles have, let's start at your arches. Your arches have had to work to stay lifted in those postures. Your ankles have taken some deep flexion. So they've had to get flexible along with your lower legs opening up to allow that, as well as stay strong in these postures. Your knees and all the muscles that support it working hard and bending deeply perhaps. Hips, you had to open up the groins, use your glutes, stretch through hamstrings and quads. Strong and flexible in your hips. And that low back just opening up. The long postural muscles along the spine, the rectus spinae, working hard. Behind the heart, your rhomboids, your middle traps, squeezing to keep the heart open. The pecs having to open to allow that. Your whole body working together. Beautiful. And then coming back to center. And we'll finish as we started with happy baby pose. So notice any difference here. Massage into the lower spine. Press that sacrum down. And maybe you'd like to open your legs wide this time. And just feel a body that's free and strong. We're going to be doing this together when we're 90. So as long as we keep doing it regularly, there should be no issue with that, barring unforeseen accidents, but not on the yoga mat because we're being really compassionate. So bring the knees in and just feel into your body. Is there any last thing? Maybe it's legs in the air. Maybe it's a little mini shoulder stand. This actually feels quite good. Feels like my whole back's going, ooh, that's nice. Let's take 5 breaths in whatever posture would feel nice for you before we come to Shavasana. And then slowly make your way into this pose of final surrender. Malasana is a pose of surrender and letting go. And this is the master pose of surrender, corpse pose. Shoulders down away from the ears. This windscreen wiper the feet. Relax the legs. Jiggle your hips side to side. Maybe tuck your bottom under. Tuck the sacrum under. Lengthen the low back. Palms are raised to the sky or resting on your belly, whichever would feel more right for you today. And let the head drop side to side, looking for little hidden pockets of holding and tension. And coming to center, wiggle the eyebrows, little caterpillars.
over your eyes. And then open the mouth wide. Have a big yawn. Let's do that again. Open the mouth wide, big yawn. Last one. We need to do things in threes. Doesn't feel right in twos. Breathe in. And then let the breath just find a rhythm through the nose and out through the nose. And slowly, as if you hear some music in the distance, it's slowly getting louder as it's coming towards you. On your out breath, begin to gently bring in Yam, the Bija mantra of the heart. And just saying it in your mind. And you'll probably find, without you even trying, it slows your out breath. It's kind of that, And you can feel just that slight constriction, that ujjayi breath at the throat, just from thinking yum in your mind. And then remembering that every day of our lives, like the grandfather, the Native American grandfather in the story at the beginning, we have different parts of ourselves that arise that seem to argue and war with each other. And we all have parts of ourselves that are lazy or angry or defensive. It's just normal. And we all have parts of ourselves that are loving and compassionate and courageous and calm. And we can choose each day which parts we feed. And I like to think, rather than defeating those other parts, the angry wolf or the defensive wolf, we're actually sending compassion. We're befriending those parts of ourselves that are our fearful parts. And so we meet fear with love, sending compassion. But we can also set boundaries and not let them rule our lives. And so I invite you to choose what you'll take with you from your practice today, what you'll take off the mat, how you'll choose to be today. As you feel your whole body integrating the benefits of your practice, your whole body realigning itself at a higher level of well-being, at the energy level of your body, of your prana, your life energy, flowing more freely, at the level of your mind and emotions, tapping into that which heals and nourishes. And perhaps uncovering that natural layer of bliss and peace. And I could leave you here. This feels like a delicious place to stay. We do need to close our practice. If you want to close it lying here, feel free. I invite you to bring a hand to your heart and your belly. If you'd like to reawaken and roll to one side. And then come up to sitting, supporting yourself to rise with strength and compassion. And we bring our hands into Anahata chakra, yes, and Anjali Mudra. Just as we began our practice this morning. And let's finish, rather than 3 oms, we'll finish with 3 yums. So taking a deep breath in, remember to let that breath come to the base of the belly. Ya. Breathing in. Ya. One more. Ya. The good wolf within me sees and acknowledges the good wolf within all of you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.